Hey man, how's it going?
It's going good.
What you reading?
Oh, just something for class.
What's it about?
Do you really want to know? Because I'll tell you. So, basically, there's this guy Feanor and his sons, and they landed in Loskar. They were dumb and lit a fire, so they got attacked by orcs in a battle named Battle Under the Stars.
Seriously?
Seriously. Of course, Feanor dies, but not before being all like, "Avenge me!" And his sons were like, "Okay." After that, Morgoth offered to talk with them, and Maedhros was like, "Let's trick the bastard." That didn't go so well, and Maedhros got captured. His brothers couldn't do anything because of their oath, so he was kinda screwed. Now, this other guy, Fingolfin, had settled his people in Mithrim, and they were really pissed off with Feanor's people. Fingolfin's son Fingon, though, was like, "Why can't we be friends?" So he tried to fix everything by rescuing Maedhros, and it worked. And then there's this other dude, King Thingol, who was mad that there were so many princes hanging around, so he only let Finarfin's kids into Doriath because their mom was his niece. Fast forward 50 years and Morgoth's still chilling out, and Ulmo tells Turgon and Finrod to find secret strongholds. Thingol's like, "Cool," and goes underground to Nagarthrond and changes his name to Felagund for some reason. Turgon creates the Veil of Sirion out of nostalgia for Tyrion. Morgoth decides now would be a great time to test his armies, but he's wrong and gets creamed at the glorious battle before retreating. The Noldor lays siege on Angband for 400 years. Then everything's peaceful and happy, except for Morgoth, and he's just like, "Oh my god, leave me alone!" Alright, so before I go any further, I gotta give you a little geography lesson. So, Beleriand is this region, and the Eldar divided it into these realms. So, they did this during the siege of Angband, and this was a period of 400 years, so you can imagine it's pretty intense. Now, in the way north of Beleriand, Morgoth, he raised the Iron Mountains to defend his fortresses Utumno and Angband. And to the west of Angband, there's this place Hithlum, and that was under the dominion of Fingolfin and Fingon, where the Noldor raised their horses. And west of Hithlum was Nervas, which was ruled by Fingolfin's second son Turgon before he left for Gondolin. East of Hithlum was Dorthonion under the control of Angrod and Aegnor, which overlooked the plains of Ardgalen. And Finrod, he held the pass of Sirion where the river Sirion flowed, and on the island of Tol Sirion he built the watchtower Minas Tirith. And if you know that name, it's because, well, we hear it a lot in Lord of the Rings. The river Sirion cut the land of Beleriand pretty much in half, and to the west was the realm of Nargothrond, and to the east was Nan Durngortha, the place of north of Doriath that was inhabited by Ungoliant, the giant spider of evil. South of Nan Durngortha was Doriath, and there was the girdle of Melian, and into which no one could pass against the will of King Thingol. Now, the sons of Feanor lived in the area east of Dorthonion with their people, and Maedhros held the northernmost part of that. Celegorn and Curufin ruled the land south of that, known as Himlad, and Maglor held the land east of there, and Caranthir, to the south, held Thargelion. Okay, so, you got all that? Awesome, just like me. Okay, so back to that glorious battle. After that whole thing, Turgon went back to his super secret Vale, and he built a city. He named it Gondolin, and Ulmo was like, "You shall not pass unless Turgon wishes it." Honestly, that's probably where Gandalf got the idea. Ulmo also told Turgon, "Dude, don't get cocky, and yeah, watch out for treason. You should leave a sign so you recognize the messenger if I send one. And Turgon was like, well, that only vaguely makes sense, but alright. So he left his armor and sword in Nevrast. Gondolin was doing pretty well, prospering and shit, until it was almost as good as Tyrion. Almost. And Idril, Turgon's daughter, she was a major hottie. Meanwhile, Galadriel was hanging out in Doriath with Melian, and they were gossiping and whatnot, and he couldn't get her to shut up, really, until he brought up the oath of the Fëanorians and the burnt ships at Loskar. And she was like, hey,
So, how's the weather?
Melian was like, And he went and he told Thingol, who was like, And he realized he could probably trust the Noldor. Pretty soon after that, Morgoth started spreading rumors about the Fëanorians because he apparently has the maturity of a 6th grader. He said they killed their kinsmen, and everyone lost their shit. Thingol, especially, he accused Finron, and Finron didn't deny it, even though he was innocent, because he was one of those dumb noble types who wanted to protect the other princes. But then, Angrod butted in, and was like, bruh, they didn't do it. Thingol was like, well... And he sent Finarfin's people away, but decided not to be too big of a douche and didn't completely banish them, or Fingolfin's people. He banned the Quenya, though, because he's a king and he could do it. Alright, so going right along, there's this chick, Aradel, Fingolfin's daughter, who lived in Gondolin and was hella bored. Her brother Turgon didn't want her to leave, but she was like, fuck that noise, and told him she was going to see her other brother, Fingal. Halfway through, she decided to go look for her old friend Feanor's sons in Valinor. They tried to go through Doriath with no luck, so they snuck through the northern border where, naturally, Aradel lost her guards. She went on by herself and found Himlad, where she was welcomed by the people. Eventually, she got bored again, short attention span, I guess, and went on to the forest Nan Elmroth. Now, an elf lived there named Eol, and he was a dark elf because he was mysterious and broody and hated the sunlight, pretty much like every teenager on Earth. He saw Aradel and decided to cast a spell on her because that's not creepy. And it worked, and they got married and had a kid. Now, to all you guys out there, here's a note. If you don't get the girl the first time, just enchant her. It's foolproof. Now, their kid's name was Maeglin, who was pretty much obsessed with his mom's culture, which his dad really just didn't like. So one night while Eol was out feasting with his dwarven buddies, Maeglin was like, hey, Ma, let's go meet the fam. And Ardell was like, why not? And they left for Gondolin. Eol came back just in time to follow them because plot convenience, and boy, he was not happy. He ended up being captured by Curufin, who ruled Himlad because Curufin was pissed Eol had married Arden. He spouted some crap about his family hating him, but Eol was like, nah bro. Meanwhile, Maeglin and Arundel were living it up in Gondolin, and Maeglin swore to Turgon, because that's what you did in those days. Eol eventually got there too, but they didn't like him as much. He was captured again, and when Aradel found out, she was like, hey big bro, that's my main squeeze, you should let him in. And Turgon did. Eol was really impressed by Gondolin, but that just made him more mad because he was an angry person. Turgon was all like, hey, since my sister likes you, you can totally live here and be happy, as long as you never, ever, 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 ever leave. Good deal, right? And Eol was like, no thanks, I'm gonna take my son and go. And Maeglin was like, but Dad, I don't wanna leave. So Turgon was like, okay, no more Mr. Nice Guy. You can either live here or you can die here. Dun, dun, dun. But Eol threw a poison dart at his son because he's obviously Father of the Year. And he said, I'm gonna die, and my son's gonna die too. Aradel jumped in front of her son, got hit by the dart, and was like, ow, motherfucker. The guards captured Eol again, and Idril and Aradel asked Turgon for mercy, but he didn't listen, because why would someone listen to women? Aradel died that night, and Turgon was like, okay, the obvious solution now is to throw Eol off the walls. All in favor? Oh look, I'm in favor. Before he died, Eol was like, Meglin's totally not going to achieve his dreams here, and he's going to die just like me. Okay, thanks, bye. Idril was the only one to take him seriously, so she was like, ew, Meglin, get away from me. Because he said that he loved her. No one else knew because they were too closely related to get married, and Idril was not a fan of incest. Rejection drove Meglin crazy because that's a logical response, and he vowed to get powerful enough to where he could have Idril, no matter what she said.
Wow, it's actually pretty cool.
Yes. Yes, it is.